Good afternoon, it's Jan from Twink Stamping. I'm an independent UK demonstrator and I've come along today to show you how to make this card. I've used quite a few of the new products from the January to June mini catalogue. I must admit it's taken me about 10 attempts today to create something that I can actually video. If you were to see in my bin, you'd see all the things that couldn't be filmed. I seem to have lost my mojo along the way. Not sure why. I think it's all the downtime that I've had from the Christmas holidays. It takes me a bit of time to get back to being out here on my own instead of indoors with all the family. So anyway, I've forced myself out here today because I know that there are people who are waiting for my videos on a Wednesday night, which is lovely. Thank you very much. But this is what I've come up with and I hope you're not going to be disappointed. This card has been... This card has used... a few of the new products, as I've said, the Gilded Flakes. The stamp is from the Forever and Always stamp set, which is this flower I've used. Very similar, as I've said before, to the Floral Essence stamp set. I have used my favourite embossing folder, which is the wrapped in texture. I've also used a label from the Many Messages dies. They're called actually message dies. If you remember from my last video, this is actually one complete die, and what I've done is I have cut out 12 set oh no, it's not more than 12, wasn't it? Quite a few more than 12 sets of these for my ladies who are taking kits this month, and so they'll be able to see. What I wanted to do was to show them how useful they're going to be. As I say, they are one complete set and they match the Many Messages, which is also one complete stamp. You can separate them if you want to, but they are meant to be stamped as one. Now, I didn't want to stamp all of these today. All I wanted to do was stamp a saying, so I wanted to show you that you can use them independently, and I have used the Happy Birthday from the Four Seasons Floral Stamp Set. Okay, and the colours I've used are Pacific Point and Night of Navy. Okay, so we'll crack on because my battery will not last too long. The card is a 10th fold, so you are going to need a piece of cardstock placed in your cutter with the short side at the top, and you're going to cut it in half, which is at 10.5 centimetres. You're going to turn and you're going to score a 14.85, and then you're going to fold and burnish your score line. You will then need a piece of white, Whisper White card. I'm going to have to stop calling it Whisper White, aren't I? Because a casualty of this COVID was the company that provided Stampin' Up with Whisper White products. They have succumbed, unfortunately, and are no longer in business. So there is new white, I think it's called basic white cardstock, that will be available now to replace Whisper White. So I don't need to call it Whisper White anymore. Okay, waffle. Right, I'm going to move this up to about there. I'm going to place a piece of double-sided tape, and I have lined it up with my grid paper to get a fairly straight line. Let's hope it was straight. Cut that off. Oops, stuck to my finger now. Cut that off. We are going to be using the Gilded Flakes now. These are great fun to play with, but I will warn you, that they are very messy. Right, so that is our sticky done. Okay, I may have had that over a bit too far, but it doesn't matter. Here's the Gilded Flakes. You'll see that I've put them in a pot to try and save, obviously, the actual flakes themselves to put back in the pot, but also to stop it spreading, because it will. So if you've got a fan on or whatever in your room, make sure it's off when you start playing with these, because they are so fine. They are beautiful. All you do is just pick them up and rub them across your sticky. Now, there are different ways of adhering these Gilded Flakes to projects, but I'm not showing you them all today. I will just show you a couple, which this is the first one, which is using double-sided tape. It's fabulous for doing a nice straight line. See, it gets everywhere. I'm using one of my brushes, one of my old blending brushes actually. I don't really want to advertise where that's from. Alright, I just give it a nice brush to get off all the excess flakes. Okay, so that is one. We're going to do exactly the same thing again. I'm going to line it up on my grid. These are so handy, these grid papers. And I'm going to pop that about, yeah, about there. Doesn't have to be perfect. Goodness sake, nobody's gonna tell you that your lines are not straight. So that is that. I hope I'm not rushing too much. As I say, I do want to get it done because my battery is looking lower, because I've been on the FaceTime with my daughter again this morning, and or this afternoon should I say, and when we talk lots. So that's a bit too much out of the pot there, but I think it's because I grabbed it. It doesn't matter, it'll go back in the pot. So you can really rub it. I've got a little scrub brush that I normally use, it's like a foam with roughness to it, and it works perfectly for these. So all I'm going to use again is my brush to go over that. Right, okay, so that is your basic piece. Now then, oh, it's flying everywhere, so I'm going to just pop it out of the way. See, it just about gets everywhere. Lovely to work with, but it gets everywhere. And you can get hold of the Gilded Flakes. It comes in a suite called Fine Art Floral 32. Comes in this suite, which is the Fine Art Floral. This is out of the new catalogue, mini catalogue. Those who've asked me for a copy have actually, it is winging its way to you, or you should have received it by now. Sent it quite a few days ago. Anyway, that's the Gilded Flakes. And you will also need heat and stick powder if you want to use it with your stamps. Okay, so that is that's on page 32. You can view the catalogue online on my shop. The details are down below. Right, the next thing I'm going to use is because I want to give that a bit of texture, I'm going to use my Wrapped in Texture embossing folder. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Got the wrong one out there. I didn't know if this would work or not. I didn't know if it would stick to it or whatever, but I just had a go, and I liked the way it came out. So I'm just going to run this through my embossing machine. I'll be back in 2 seconds. I should have used my nice new little mini embossing machine, but like I say, I am in not in a hurry. I just want to get this done for you without me losing battery. So there you are. What a fab. Look at that. Doesn't that look good? Really works well. So that's that. Then you are going to use another mat, which is 12.5 centimetres by 8.5 centimetres, and that will be mat onto here. Okay. Like that. Right, the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to use my stamp now, my Forever and Always, this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Versamark, the clear Versamark. Ink my stamp up. Oh, look, one of my little sweeties have popped across the desk there. I think it's telling me I need to eat that. I am rather hungry. Mind you, I just nicked one of the baby's biscuits when I went indoors. Right, so there that is fairly sticky. So what I'm going to use now, I'm going to use the Heat and Stick powder. Sorry, I'm showing all the cuts and everything on my fingers. It's awful, I know, sorry. Right, just sprinkle that over there. And can you see that? It's got powder on it. Okay, I am just going to clear this away before we go anywhere else, because I do not want to get this everywhere. So that's gone back in the pot. Some of it on the table. I don't know. I'm such a messy crafter. Good job you can't see beyond this little square here. It's a really good job. I've just dropped quite a bit on the floor, so just pick that up. Okay, get rid of the VersaFine. Now I'm going to heat this. As soon as you see it start to go, it goes sort of opaque, it's when you stop. You don't want to heat it too much, otherwise it's not going to work. You will see a difference once you've heated it up. Smells quite strange too. So now I've heated it. Can't turn it off. Now I've heated it, it's become very sticky. I'm not going to show you by putting my finger in it, but believe me, it is sticky. So now I'm going to place my Gilded Flakes over the top. Hopefully this has worked. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Let's get it on the table. So you can be quite brutal with it to get rid of all the excess flakes. And I think that is it now. I think I can put a lid on top of the flakes so that they don't go everywhere. And I'll sort that out in the morning. Right. Oh, look. They're just everywhere. They just get everywhere. Next job will be to colour this in. As I say, I'm just using, I'm actually using the Night of Navy. I'm going to have to sit down and do this because otherwise I can't see it otherwise, if I'm honest. I'm only using one colour. I'm not blending or anything, I don't need to. I've got this gorgeous gold gilding. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Quite pleased I come out here today. It's been a long time actually crafting. very quick. Don't need to do very much to it. That's it, I think. Oops. So the temperature has dropped again. It's getting quite cold out here now. Now we're all back in national lockdown again. I'm so looking forward to getting my vaccine. It's very scary, isn't it? I do worry though, because there's still an awful lot of people out there who have become complacent, don't really take it seriously. You know, some people are saying, is it worth it? Why can't we just all get it? That's not the point, you know. It's the vulnerable people. Well, with this new strain, it doesn't seem to be discriminating against the age this time. But people just don't take things seriously, do they? I think I mentioned it to somebody else today. I think people are not so scared of it now. You know, when it first came, everybody was terrified, you know. But now, because they've all been out and done things and what have you, and they haven't got it, they're kind of thinking, well, I'm not going to get it. I just hope that this is the last lockdown. I'm just adding, as usual, a bit of beautiful Winker Stella, and this will finish it off. For me anyway, in my eyes. That's that. That's our next job. And then our final job will be to stamp our sentiment. Like I say, I've die cut this out of the message dies. I did try and put some leaves. I will show you when I start putting it together. I didn't like it. You may like to do the same. You might like to add some leaves, but I'm quite, as you know, I like things quite simple. Whoops. I've got to ink this up quite a bit because it's not very juicy anymore. I have to get myself a new one. Now, I can't make a mistake this time because I've only done one extra. I can't do any more. And I'm certainly not doing any more filming today. So, once I think that's done, yes, that'll do. That'll do for me. That will do for me. Okay, so now I've got to put it all together. Use your whatever medium or ink glue that you prefer. So I know some people prefer to use their double-sided tape. I don't. I like to use wet glue. So I'm just using my wet glue on this to stick this onto my blue mat. I'll try and get it straight first time. It's hard when it's when you're using the embossing. It sort of takes your eye off it. I think that is as near as damn it, don't you? Beauty. I love that. Just looking at that, I love that. I really like it. So I'm really glad I started today. I've only taken about 5 weeks to come out here. Mind you, I haven't been lazy. I haven't been sitting around doing nothing, just watching TV. I mean, I crochet, and I'd made lots of soft blankets for my grandchildren. Well, for everybody, absolutely everybody, mums and dads as well. And they took me, you know, quite a few days each to make. So I have been busy, and I've also decluttered a lot of the stuff that I've needed to declutter indoors. So yeah, I've not done anything. I just haven't crafted. I do this quite a bit. I like to shape I like to just give my flowers, normally sort of just pinch them. I like to pinch them. And that is going to go on a dimensional. Whoops. On the back there. Did you notice I didn't create too much fuss when I laid that mat down on there? About it being straight, I'm getting better. So that now, I absolutely love the way that looks. You know, with it being embossed as well. Fabulous. Just going to pop that there. As I say, I did try and put leaves. I did do some, gilding flakes on the leaves that come in the same set. But I really didn't like it. I didn't like putting, you know, I didn't like the look of having these on them. I mean, some people might like that. Not me. I liked it just plain as it was. As I say, it's your card. You do what you like with it. I did, as always, do my glittering around the edge of my sentiment with my brush. I need to treat myself to some new ones of these. I'm not going to advertise it. Not allowed to do that. I say you can get some pens. They're not very expensive. Just as long as it's got a nice tip on the end that you can actually wedge along the sides. Oops. I wonder if I'll ever run out of this. I hope not. I suppose I will do eventually, but it might be a few years, which is quite handy. So I've done my little sentiment. And I'm just going to pop a couple of dimensionals on the back. Raise that up. Sorry, I'm right up close to the camera. So we'll just pop it about here. Is that straight? It's kind of, that'll be okay. And then I used my trusty rhinestones. Do like me rhinestones. It wasn't out of this packet though, because I wanted small ones. What's this one? Look at the state of my packet, look. It's all it's well loved, it's been well used. I'm just going to pop one there. Look at that shine, look. I'm not sure if you can actually see it shining. Twinkle. And there we go. That's all I'm doing on that. As I say, it was quite a struggle today to come up with something, but eventually I got there. I am quite pleased with this one, to be honest. Oh yeah, I am. Got a lot of tidying up to do now with all the making of the cards today. I'm trying to come up with something for you. But yes, I'm quite happy with those. Really am. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I'm sorry if I waffle too much. It's quite nice to have someone to talk to eventually. As I say, I've spent quite a few days, or a few weeks, I should say, indoors. A lot of times I'm on my own indoors because I'm cleaning the cupboards out or doing whatever. So, yeah, not a lot of chitter-chatter going on. But no, it's been quite nice to be back in the craft room, in the studio, should I say, getting things done. So hopefully there won't be a rush next week. I hope to be able to get you another video done this week, ready for next week. I hope you've enjoyed it. Any of the products, obviously, if you would like to purchase them, my shop details are down below under the video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so if you want to. And the little bell next to it, if you press that as well, that will tell you when I've posted my video. Yeah, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. Other than that, I wish you all a good evening. Got to go and cook tea now, so I'm sure it must be tea time where you are. So that is about it, I'm afraid. Never know how to quite finish off. Thanks again for stopping by, and I'll catch you all later. Goodbye now.